What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to your channel. For today's video, we're doing a little bit of a pulse check on the state of the league.
Is it loud enough, chat?
Well, it's loud as it gets. I don't know why we did 4 matches and then are now going to a holiday break, but that's neither here nor there. So now we have some time to dissect the league, the best players, the best teams. We have some actual concrete evidence to go off of instead of, oh, these guys look good at scrimp. So today's video is going to be my top 5 players to look out for moving into the rest of stage 1. Obviously, there are players that are not going to be in this video.
Intro.
Definitely have cases to be in the video. Like I said, these are my players. You guys can feel free to disagree if you would like. Without further ado, let's get started. Number 1 on the list with absolutely zero personal bias taken is going to be Ken from Optic.
Of course he puts me on one.
Guys, I was touting Ken over the offseason. I'm not getting into it. I was definitely waving my Kenny foam finger over the offseason. His roster move over to Optic Texas was pretty highly scrutinized for good and bad reasons. A lot of people think that they should have went a different route, either keeping Dan, maybe picking up Sib to have Sib and Pratt on the same team. There was just a lot of names getting tossed out, and a lot of people originally were happy with Kev. There's also a fair amount of people that really didn't want him on the roster, and he has immediately shut everybody up. He's been incredible in all 3 game modes. He's extremely vocal in every listening that I've heard thus far. And through 4 games, he's made more clutch plays than I think anyone in the CDL has. He has been an immediate fix for this roster. He fits like a glove, and I definitely want to give Ken his flowers. He's been there.
Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Samuel.
Barring AG or Pred, but he's been unbelievable. Now, like I said, it isn't a specific game mode thing with him, and the numbers really don't back it up. Like, he's not top 5 in overall KD, #1 slay rating or anything like that. But when you just watch the games, it's very evident that Ken is making an extreme impact on every map that they play, and that is something that I value more than leading a statistical category. While he does lead hardpoint, and that is something that I value more than leading a statistical category.
I feel like that's insane, bro. I guess it kind of makes sense. But like,
while he
I gotta get some
lead hardpoint,
I gotta,
or at least top 5. So I just want to give my flowers to Ken. I myself
expected
a little bit of an adjustment period with this roster.
Just show.
But it seems like they kind of just hit the ground running. They did start later than everybody, but
appreciate that, like Samuel. Why does he have Austin on his damn microphone?
They really don't have any game mode weaknesses. Now, Optic's only loss is to New York in a Game 5 round 11, which was just an absolute toss on the side of Optic Texas. It was bad, but I just want to give Ken his flowers. I think he's been playing unbelievable, and I think a lot of the fans have definitely started to figure out the same wavelength that I am on when it comes to Ken for sure. Now, for number 2 on my list, we are going to the red side of the CDL for Simp. Now, Chris is probably to nobody's surprise ending up on this list. He has looked essentially in MVP form already, like 4 matches in. He hit the ground running. He had I think it was either the first or the second series. They did a post-game interview with him, and he said that he already feels like this is one of his best titles. He's happy to have Dead Silence back, 150 health. When the game is a little bit more fundamental, when there is a skill gap involved, when you can make plays with Dead Silence and Search and Destroy, that seems to be where Chris kind of shines. I do believe he is 2nd in overall KD right now, like 2nd in damage per minute,
yeah, he's
like 5th in hardpoint KD. Like he is dominating in an otherwise AR game. He's doing it all, which on his role that he prefers, I guess, which is a flex. I mean, that's just the meta game right now, but he's doing it with both guns, which is obviously very impressive. Now, like I said, it is extremely early season. This is a kind of a short-sighted video now that we actually have some things to go on, seeing how the teams stack up against each other. Not everybody has the same strength of schedule going through 4 games. I believe they've played Boston, Seattle, and LAT. Boston and LAT struggling pretty heavily. Seattle actually looking fairly decent. FaZe did kind of have their way with them, but Seattle has looked good as of late. But yeah, Simp has been unbelievable, I think, to the shock of absolutely 0 people. Moving on to number 3 on the list, which is actually, I think, a shock to 99.9% of the people watching this video. That's gonna be Metals from the Miami Heretics. Now, if you guys want to talk about stats, I genuinely think he might be top 5 in every statistical category that is currently being tracked by anyone. Miami has looked unbelievable so far. I am going to bring up strength of schedule here because they have played the Minnesota Rocker, the Las Vegas Legion, and the Carolina Royal Ravens. Now, granted, they are kind of destroying the bottom end of the league, but at the same time, that's a good sign because you should be absolutely obliterating the teams that are worse than you. There should be no room for interpretation on how good or bad your team is when you're playing teams like that. If you guys think to the Carolina and Optic series that happened semi-recently, Miami's leaving no room for.
I mean, yeah, but like if they want to be a top team in the league, they should be destroying every team that they think is worse than them. So
as well as the rest of the Heretics,
I think they kind of lead the middle of the pack right now.
But Metals, yeah, I think he has the lone 20k damage series so far in the CDL. These guys look like a well-oiled machine. They are moving across the map with unbelievable teamwork. And that
like,
is just something that you kind of
who knows if they will beat a top 4 team. They may or may not, but like even if they don't, they're if they're the 5th best team, but better than everybody below them.
I do hear
that's still good in my opinion.
But just the way that these guys are working together, I'm extremely happy to have them back in the CDL. I'm a huge fan of Javier Vickel. He and I are pretty good friends. And it's just really cool to see the resurgence of medals, man. And the last time we really got a good sample size for him wasn't Black Ops 4. So the fact that he was
gross at Black Ops 4 as well.
It's going to show us the effectiveness of the HEPA filter versus a vehicle that does not have the HEPA filter.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Again, the strength of schedule is a little misleading here. We are yet to see them against a quote-unquote top 4 team. I am expecting them to play well. Just when you look at this team, it seems like they're all on the same page, which is usually a recipe for success. Even if the 4 players in the other team are quote-unquote better.
Oh, good. I'm giving Sam cash.
Teamwork right now, so I'm excited to see what they do. I want to give Medals his flowers. I genuinely think that he is one of the best players in this game right now. Again, I'm not one for stats, but he's top 5 in fucking everything. At number 4 on the list, we are going to go with Pred again from Optic. I got 2 of these motherfuckers on here. I'm sorry. I can't not put him on here. I think since their second series, he's been positive like 9 straight maps. He leads control and overall KD, I believe. I think he's like top 10 in hardpoint KD. I think he's number 4 in overall KD. Granted, the Optic guys did have a little bit of a pad session against the Royal Ravens there, but I can't not put AG on the list. He has looked unbelievable. Optic picked him up to be the ultimate green light superstar on the map, and that is exactly what he has done. He finds himself in the situation that he was essentially begging for all of last year, if you guys remember that whole fiasco when he almost joined and didn't join, and now he's back. And it's just a lot of back and forth last year. So I'm happy to see Pred in a spot where he wants to be and performing. There are a few feelings in the world that really match that. So I can tell these guys enjoy playing together. I can tell that the chemistry is definitely flowing. Now, number 5 on the list is a spot of contention, definitely. I'm going to put Toby Kleenex on here. I know there's going to be a case for Hydra from the New York Subliners. I do not have any New York players on here.
I don't even know what Kleenex's KD is, but I think it's like the same thing. Like I think Sam is one, I guess, as a person that obviously understands impact. And Toby is one of, if not the most impactful player in the league because of how
entire game in an AR-based
is fast. His like Toby does not like stop his pace
for the Ultra this year.
And so if he is like high in KD, that is just so typical because of how fast he plays the game.
Envoy forgot to lace his shoes that day. Toronto having the only loss.
Sam's going to hell for that. He just saying.
You have a loss. It is to the Boston Breach in a non-competitive series. I think Dylan Envoy forgot to lace his shoes that day. Toronto having the only loss in the top 4. Outside of, or to a non-top 4 team, excuse me. Toby's been the literal picture of consistency. I think he's number 1 in Slayer rating right now. He's unbelievable in S&D. He's top 5 in that category. He has been a statistical superstar as well as just the eye test. That guy is flying at all times. You know, I'm a pretty big fan of the way that Kleenex plays. If you guys remember last year when I did my tier list for Modern Warfare 2, I had him pretty high and I got some scrutiny for it. So I've always been aboard the Kleenex hype train a little bit. I just respect the way that he plays Call of Duty, and I think I'm going to put him in my top 5 again. You guys can feel free to disagree with me, but the pace that he sets is genuinely unbelievable. The only people that rival that are really like Tyler Beasy, Reese Viven, like maybe some other people.
I think it's like
off the top of my head.
That's what I was saying. I feel like MVP, like the MVP stat will always be like led by like a lot of people with the highest KD. I just wish that like, because I don't think MVP equals impact. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's been doing it for years.
So I feel like if there was like there was a way to like kind of like calculate people's impact, which is probably like super hard, but I think damage plus like engagement is like a good start.
Quick side note, if you guys do follow the YouTube, make sure to sub. We are doing watch parties exclusively on YouTube now as per the YouTube exclusivity deal with the CDL, so make sure you guys are subbed. All of the CDL content.
Okay, yeah. I think Hydra was one, like I think Hydra's impact was insane because of the team, like their team. So like I'll say that he was like a kind of anomaly. Because I think he is the most impact. Like, I don't think his impact is as high as Kismet's, because I think if Kismet is like Kismet's the type of player that he does a lot of like dirty work, obviously that people call it, has good fundies. Like if he's playing well, that team's always fucking gonna be good. I'm not saying that Kismet will play bad. I'm just saying like if he's like frying, then it's like they're a hard team to beat, because you know what you get out of Paco. And I mean, Not saying you don't know what you get at the rest of their team, but like, y'all know what I'm saying. They're not. Their team is based around like not getting Pac on the hill. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm saying. You're a perfect candidate for MVP in Vanguard. I disagree. I thought he was the most faded thing that they put me as an MVP in Vanguard. Respectfully.